What up, what up, what up, you guys? It's Blackwing2040. Welcome to another review video. Today's video is going to be on the team-up movie GoGoV versus Gingaman. And I gotta say, this movie is kind of very, well, I wouldn't say unique in a way, but interesting because, fun fact, for those of you who don't know, if you guys have seen Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, usually when it comes to Power Ranger team-ups, their footage is all original. In this case, with Lightspeed Rescue in the episode Trakeena's Revenge, they borrowed footage from this team-up movie and used it in their two-parter. So I remember the first time I watched this team-up, and I'm just like, oh, they borrowed footage from the team-up movie. So again, it's very interesting that they decided to go the I wouldn't say copy and paste route, but like they took some footage and then put it into here. Of course, you can see, the errors that Trakeena's Revenge has made. There's a lot of errors. Probably not a lot of people like that team up, but I enjoyed it for what it was, and also for nostalgia's sake. But anyway, I digress. For GoGoV versus Gingaman, this movie throws you right into the action, smack dab in the beginning. The reason why I say that, Ryoma is literally right in the first minute of the movie. He gets ambushed by these creatures called Grim Reapers, and they are led by the Nether King known as Gil. Now, Gil is the true firstborn of the Saima clan. Like you guys heard in my GoGoV review, I did say Zilfiza is the firstborn and the oldest sibling. In actuality, it is Gil who is the oldest. So it's very interesting how they decide to just throw that in there, but he's just a one-off character. But it is what it is. And of course, he's our main antagonist for this film. Also, the reason for that is because there is no Gingaman villain representative to show up in this movie because they're all dead. They resurrected at the end of Gingaman in Gingaman versus Mega Ranger, and they wiped them all out. So it's like, what's the point of bringing a member from the Balbin back and bring them here? So it's just, you get a villain that's Saima themed and just have him be the threat for both teams. So alrighty, the movie throws you into the action. Ryoma's getting not even ambushed. He's holding his own against these monsters known as Grim Reapers. Gil is overseeing him, but Ryoma gets his butt kicked. And then as the movie transition, 5 minutes later, he meets the GoGoV. Also, Yuta shows up, says he was waiting for Ryoma because on the beach where the GoGoV were trained, they see Yuta just sitting there waiting for Ryoma to show up. And then when they meet Ryoma, Ryoma's injured, like literally almost on his last breath because he got injured hard. So Matsuri patches him up. Later on down the line, Ryoma tells the GoGoV their situation. We've noticed some disappearances happening around the city and everything. And then you find out later that Goki and Hikaru, who show up 5 minutes into the movie, that they found a lead at this hotel where the disappearances have really been occurring a lot. So the conflict between these two teams is this, because with these creatures known as Grim Reapers, or I like to call them as ghouls because I remember them as ghouls from Trakeena's Revenge. The thing with these foot soldiers, they can't be defeated by the GoGoV's weaponry whatsoever. They can't even be defeated by regular weapons alone. So the only way that they can be defeated is by the Gingaman's earth power. That's the only way that they can be defeated. So that kind of puts the GoGoV at a disadvantage. Another conflict with these two teams is that Matsui appreciates teaming up with the the Gingaman. Oh, I forgot to mention, Hayate and Saya show up and like halfway through the movie. So the Gingamen show up in like little increments. Ryoma shows up literally in the beginning of the movie. Goki and Hikaru show up 5 minutes later, and then Hayate and Saya show up like halfway into the movie. It's fine. It's not the best way to bring the previous team to interact with the current team in a team up, but it's okay. I get not wanting to bring the whole Gingaman team in there. And also, Hyuga shows up later on in the movie, but he has no interaction in this movie because he only helps out Professor Tatsumi with locating where the Star Beasts are. That's about it. Yuta, Professor Tatsumi, and Hyuga their objective is to find the Star Beast, and that's it. They don't really do anything else within this movie. And of course, like I said, there's no sixth member for GoGo 5 for Hugo to even interact with anyhow. So it's very interesting, the different dynamics between the team. The Gingamen don't want the GoGo 5's help because they feel that since their weapons are useless against these monsters, they kind of get in their way. But the conflict with the GoGo 5 against the Gingaman is that Matoi thinks the Gingamen lack rescue spirit. So Matoi is he kind of butts heads with Ryoma just a little bit, not as much. You guys know Matoi is a lot more of a hothead. Ryoma's not really much of a hothead. He's more of a, not a loner, but more of a person who second guesses himself. But in this movie, I feel like he comes into his own, especially as a leader of the Gingamen. But it's very interesting how they do this. The fight scene is good. You have some shots where Rangers of the same color fight together for a quick second, and the fights are okay. It's okay. I always thought it was good, but the more times I see this movie over and over, they're just okay. That's about it. The team up morph is great though. I love the team up morph. The team up pension is always beautiful. And yeah, that's really not much to say about this team up movie. It's not bad. It's not mid. It's just like high mid and like low roll. It's like right there in the middle between average to like sub average, in my opinion. It's just okay. I just feel that the way that the Gingamen were brought into this movie could have been a little bit better, and it would have been nice to see all the Rangers interact with their specific colors, since they got the exact same color designation and same number of members on their team. 5 people, 4 males on both teams, 1 female on both teams. So it would have been nice to see that, but I just feel like that was the only thing that was really lacking, the lack of interaction between these two teams. And yeah, that's all I have to say about Gingaman at GoGo 5 versus Gingaman. So in the comment section below, tell me, what did you think of GoGo 5 versus Gingaman? And if you want to compare it to Trakeena's Revenge, talk about it in the comment section below as well. Be civil about it. Of course, there's always differences between the adaptation and the original material. But anyway, folks, don't forget to follow me on all my socials, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to be notified on the next video or whenever I go live. But as always, folks, thank you guys so much for watching the video. And as always, I'm Vengeance, I'm Darkness, I am Blackwing. Stay golden.